Is it somebody right on my core? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I'm here to do a reading on Justin Bieber because I want to know how is he adjusting to being back on stage. Now, he's not fully back on stage doing live concerts for the public, the general public, for the general audience. No. He's doing concerts for private events where he gets paid up to 10 million possibly for a show, and he's playing for the industry, the music industry, the elites. So with that being said, that's all I really had to say, because I don't want to go dive down a conspiracy rabbit hole and that. There's plenty of videos about people talking about that whole conspiracy on the facts of why is Justin Bieber having private concerts for the elites, but like, is he still so out and things like that. I'm not trying to get into that. I want to keep this very nice and very wholesome for Justin Bieber and just see how does he feel being back on stage, because since Coachella, he has been doing many private events. So because of that, this isn't the first event. This isn't the second, and it's probably not even the third. So because of that, he's done quite a bit since Coachella, and I just want to see how is he feeling to be back on stage. It's like the little baby steps, they say. So because of that, before he starts doing public shows, start with private shows where it's much more select. It could be amongst your peers or people, and that you know that the people that are paying the money there want to see you. Now, are they coming to hate watch you? I sure hope not for that kind of money, but hey. Also, I heard apparently, guys, you tell me how true this is. I heard that apparently, I'm not sure if like the venues or the people that are hosting these events are paying him the lump sum of money, and then the attendees that come to this party, it's free. So because I've seen some videos, and I've heard a lot of people make comments about how Justin Bieber allegedly doesn't want phones at the venues. But I've seen a lot of people talk about how they're at a free Justin Bieber concert, but it's still private events. So because of that, I'm not sure how the logistics work. But that's everything that's going on with Justin Bieber. But most importantly, I just really want to know, on that side tangent, which I'm going to ask a little bit later in the reading, but I'm just going to let you guys know now that I also have this at the very back of my mind and I will not forget. But I want to do a reading. I just want to see how Justin Bieber as a partner to Hailey Bieber. And you're like, why Hailey Bieber? Because she just recently did an interview not too long ago, like a week ago, as of this recording, really 6 days ago, but a week ago as of this recording. And she talked about how literally, if it's like only that 20-minute clip at the very beginning, she got right to the point of how 2024 and 2025 has been and you're probably like, what, that year? Yeah, I know. That span of period for her, she's finally opening up and still talking about how it has been a adjustment period of everything that's been going on with her life, selling road, becoming a mother, and he became a father too. They both kind of changed their lifestyles. So because of that, I just want to know, how is Justin Bieber showing up for his wife as a is he like showing up for her like as a loving partner too? I'm just curious about that, because I also like to check up on his marriage. But before I do any of that, And I also have done readings where it sounded like Haley was much support of Justin Bieber coming to do shows and face his fear. Like I've always said, exposure therapy. So because of that, I also just want to just check in, peek in on Haley. Sorry. But before I do any of that, let's just pull some cards to see how Justin Bieber feels to be back on stage. That's the main reason why I'm here. How does Justin feel being back on stage? Okay. It said stop right there, it said. All right. We have the Nine of Wands. Pretty figured. I'm going to pull a block card for that one. Oh, the Eight of Wands. At least it's an evolution. I like that. The Two of Pentacles. The Magician. Ooh. The Ace of Wands. And then the Seven of Pentacles. Oh, this is actually interesting. So he went from the Magician to the Nine of Wands. And then from the Nine of Wands to the Seven of Pentacles. But he's only at the Nine of Wands at this very moment because of the Eight of Wands. And how did you go from the Magician to the Eight of Wands is the real question. So, my question, you know what, before I even get more into that one and get into my thoughts, Kipper Letterman mix, going back to the oldie but goodie cards. But let's just see. I just want to see the outside influence to see that I'm not making it up in my mind. I just gotta make sure I'm seeing that clearly. Alright. Just want to pop right on out. Poverty. A thief. A commitment. An expectation. Oh no. This is a good read, just card-wise. So where do I even want to dive into first? So first off, Justin Bieber is the Nine of Wands. So how is he feeling now that he is back on stage? Well, he's coming back. He's coming back basically as a wounded soldier. He's coming back to the battlefield, to where he was. I'm not saying that he was like injured and that his like career basically like went down the drain while on stage. It was just a collective of everything he was doing, but he's finally facing his fears, the things that were traumatic for him. So that is where he is with the Nine of Wands. Now, before I get to the block card, going back into the past, because you can say with the Magician, abracadabra, bippity boppity boo. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. You could say with all the magic words out there, open sesame, like anything you want to like think of out there that's like some magic word that's going to like openly magically get everything you want. Manifesto, easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl, just magic, right? The Magician. You could easily say that from the Magician to the Nine of Wands, you can say that the reality that he created has led him up into this point to feel as though like he created opportunities that would allow him to be on stage to face these things that are hard for him. He purposely put himself in these positions and put himself on this stage because he is wanting to deal with something. Could be even the fact that with the Eight of Wands, the block card, hastily, the Eight of Wands is moving fast. But maybe this is moving fast because he wants the healing journey and process to speed up. It could be a sense of a catalyst. If I get this exposure, if I get back on stage, if I do all these private shows, I can get back to doing more wow. I got my P's mixed up. More of a public show for the fans that truly want to enjoy me, because maybe Coachella is not the last show, but it was definitely the first show of many. And maybe he's going to end out the year of 2026 doing private shows. But he wants, it's all in the hopes of he can work it up to do more, to do another public show. Especially because, last time he did a public show, nobody seemed to get the message. I did Justin Bieber, but that's okay. So because of that, it's like, it's almost like his talents and like visionary isn't respected, and that could just be like Pisces. Maybe he's just like a little bit too deep and spiritual, and the things that he does is a bit, I don't want to say wacky and kooky because I'm not here to judge, but just not of the norm, but it gets the job done. So whatever works for him. So because of all those things that pile up for Justin Bieber, getting back to the stage and getting back to who he once was is going to take some more time for him. No matter how much he's trying to rush that process. But we see here at his foundation is the Two of Pentacles, which is the balance, the juggling of the highs, the lows, maybe that could be, because it's more Pentacles, I don't want to say it's more finances. Like he gets really good paying jobs, then really low paying jobs, because like I said, he could get up to 10 million. So no matter what's on the low range end of that, it's still working for him. So because of that, it's not about the money. He might go back and forth about if it's for the money or not, but it's the money, the career, the obligations, this, that, and the third. I don't see anything that says he's obligated and this is doing this because the industry wants him to. This is all of his free will, the magician. So because of that, as I said in the very beginning, this is something that he wants to do. He wants to come to these concerts. And like I said, it's a tit for tat here. Sometimes it's like, is it for the money or is it for my? Because sometimes that's got to be your motivator when you struggle with men's. Not saying that money should be like the motivator, but like sometimes when you're like down in your mental health, and you just got to find like that one motivator to pick you back up, to keep you going, to keep the drive going. Whether that's his family, whether that's his wife, whether that's his child, whether that's his career. He already sold his catalog. I think Sony actually just bought Justin Bieber and somebody else's contract. So because of that, everything that's going on around with Justin Bieber's name, period, is a lot going on. So because there's so much going on, it's like, what is it for Justin Bieber to have a sort of happiness that's going to bring to him? And that is performing. I didn't want to say it because I'm just like, it's counterintuitive. That's why he has the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, you don't trudge on a journey because you don't want to. You go through it. You go through the ups and downs, the roller coaster, the whiplash, and all of that, because you want to come out on the end with something. So because of this, he's doing everything with a purpose. He's performing with a purpose. He's signing shows with a purpose. So because of that, it's like everything he does is really strategic underneath the cover when you're not really, if you're not really looking at it and paying attention to it. But what above is at his head is the Ace of Wands. He's very creative, juicy energy right now. So he wants to get on stage because he feels like his creative drive is hot, it's going, it's at the beginning stages. So he's like, get me on stage when I'm feeling this creative spark. He did Coachella, so he's like, let's keep riding that high, keep riding that drive, that adrenaline rush that I got from Coachella. Let's keep up that momentum. And if we keep up that momentum, it's finally going to keeping up that momentum. Eight of Wands. If we keep up that momentum, I can persevere and push through the Nine of Wands energy that would make me want to hold back or make me not want to be in the show, because it's so easy to just stay home, or it's so easy just to lash out. He wants to make a change and a difference, and with that he has to battle himself a little bit in a sense. So this drive, this passion is it's all like an inner challenge for him. Magician, how can I create the reality that I want? So because of that, it's like a game to him. Not literally, as in he's not taking it seriously, but metaphorically in the sense of this is something that he's doing with intention, on the fact and hopes that it's going to help him heal more. And the future says with the Seven of Pentacles is that it's something that's still going to have to work and marinate in the background before we even get to see the results of it. And Justin Bieber is slowly waiting for the results to appear. He's been working on it for quite a while. Remember, Coachella was like a month or two ago. We're in May, and June is just around the corner. So we're about to hit 6 months into 2026. So we're halfway through the year. We're well into 2026 energy. So because of that, it's like he's still waiting for the whatever he's waiting for. I wanted to say that it factor, but that it factor in the sense of finally whatever he's been working towards, whatever he's been pushing himself, and yeah, just all those different things. She's just waiting for it to finally come through. Finally, like the magician said, and also coming full circle, that it finally manifests, that it finally becomes a reality. He's still waiting for that. But in the time, he's not trying to get weary. He's still trying to put full energy in. Ace of Wands. But what do I see here on the outside influence? Just wondering what was going on with Justin Bieber. Poverty in the sense of a impoverished mind, because it was in the mind area, an impoverished mind in the sense of not thinking well of himself, having low self-esteem, thinking he can't do it. Every negative energy that's going to keep him off of the stage, he has to fight those inner demons basically. And we see a thief because they steal his energy. They steal his life, his creative force, and he's trying to rise above that, like the magician says. And then on the flip side, which looks very beautiful and brighter days ahead, as he's waiting and waiting, and maybe he's getting a bit weary, but not trying to get weary, but still waiting and waiting. On the flip side of all that negative energy that I just said, from impoverished mindset, that can lower your energy, and when it lowers your energy, it steals your energy, and when it steals your energy, you're just not going to be as successful. So when you're trying to overcome this Nine of Wands energy, you're going to stumble and you're not going to make it to the end. And maybe that could be a sense of haste and rushing, and maybe trying to get through this phase as quickly as possible so it doesn't happen. That's why it's like, while it's hot, let's do it. Let's keep it going and things like that, because he doesn't want to hit that. But like I said, all that on the flip side, we have the commitment, the ring, his wife, his love, his inspiration. Do I have to sing her praises on and on and on? Like I said, just one thing you just need. Like I said, all that negative energy. And then what do I see on the flip side? A breath of fresh air with commitment, a ring, and expectations. Now, she could have some expectations on him, and she's waiting for him to meet her expectations. And she might have some goals, like, I want you to do this, that, and the third. I want you to, even though I know you might be feeling this, I want you to try a little bit harder and push through that. So because of that, it could be some of the weight that she's putting on him as well. He could also be feeling it internally, but it's all out of the love and commitment and the love that he has for his wife, that he's willing to push himself to that extreme. He knows his limits. She knows his limits. They both have trust within each other that they are not going to push him beyond his limits. So because of that, it's like this is a safe environment to do something that would feel risky. And that's exactly what you need when you're trying to do things like exposure therapy. That's what I say. But I'm just going to shuffle these cards. I'll leave it right here. And like I said, I just wanted to pull some cards, even though his wife popped in, even though I didn't expect it to. But like I said, it was at the tail end, and I didn't forget. I just want to know, how does Justin Bieber show up as a partner for his wife? We have a house, we have a message of concern, and we have a main man, I mean. A house, a great for a ring. A house. He is how he shows up for his wife. He shows up as somebody who can be dependable, the man of the house, or we can flip it on the other side. He is somebody who is a comfort for her, and that the things that he is doing is all out of love, and he knows that if he needs to, he can always come back home, and he has a loving and supporting wife there. But how he's showing up for her as an individual is going out there, getting the bag, getting the money, being dependable, bringing the shelter, like they say, the man's supposed to do the I'm actually trying to remember the basics: shelter, security, and like those different things that they say that and when you talk about balance of nature and stuff like that, that's what Justin Bieber is trying to attain right here as the household, if you want to think about it, the man of the household. And why I even said that, jumping over this message of concern real quick, we have main male, which is main character energy. So because of that, Justin Bieber is doing that. He is trying to be in his energy and embody and know that he is the man. He's a father now. So because of that, he has authority, he has say, he has responsibilities. And because of that, he now thinks and moves differently that would be considered as a responsible father from his perspective. However, what we have here in the middle, outside of all that great, beautiful energy, right? How he's showing up for his wife is a message of concern. All that's going on, that could be a little bit of too much on his plate. Like I said, I'm not sure if she is expecting too much with this expectation here, and sadly it just happened to be a woman here. I didn't make it, so because of that, I can only say that it's Haley that is expecting something out of Justin Bieber. So how he shows up for her can be a bit concerning sometimes, because he has some inner stress and inner pressures that he puts on himself to show up as a man, basically, finally, from his eyes and from his perspective. And lastly, I want to know, will Justin Bieber ever return to the stage? Community, cloud, and a well. First, the community is us. Will he return back to the stage? Well, let's find out. We got to dig a little bit deeper. Foreshadowing. We have the clouds. Now, from the way it's looking, we're coming from the storm and it's brighter days and brighter futures ahead, which is great. However, we're still met with a well, which is deeper waters. There is more beneath the layers before he can finally become more to the public stage. So he's still got to do more private shows before he can feel more comfortable and safe inside of himself to do more public shows. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed my reading on Justin Bieber and him returning to the stage privately, of course. But hey, let me know down below in the comments, how did you enjoy this reading on Justin Bieber? Can you get tickets to a private Justin Bieber concert? I'm not sure. Let me know and leave those comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, it would really mean a lot to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Please and thank you. Become a beautiful sunflower. Spread those beautiful sunflower seeds all over this earth, because God knows we definitely need it. And with all that being said, you know what I say before I go? Hype us up. Subscribe to us. And I'll see you sunflowers in the next one. Sunflowers.